I have a team of people. Everybody who works for me right now are men. I've noticed if I hire someone and they're female, I have to be careful about how I talk to them, even giving criticism. And maybe it's me, but I feel like I have to be a little bit nicer, a little bit more gentler. Whereas with a dude, I can be like, can you just not do this again? And they're like, yeah, no problem, won't do it again. But if it's female, I'm like, okay, you did like this a little bit wrong. Here's how to do it a little bit better. Overall, you're doing a great job. Everything's fine. Please don't be upset.
Could we talk for a moment about Me Too? You've rejected the idea that we should always believe the victim in a rape.
Well, that's
accusation.
obvious. That's what happened in the lynch cases in the 1950s in the United States. The victim was always believed.
Yes, and I was going to say that's fair enough. But why not accept the situation as being the victim deserves to be treated as if she's telling the truth in our attempts to get at the truth, and in doing that, we do our best not to re-victimize her.
Because that isn't how the adversarial system works, and I don't think
But
that we
why
have
not advocate for that?
Because
Rather
the
than
adversarial system is a very effective judicial system, and it's certainly the case that among crimes that are falsely reported, rape crimes are at the top of the list. So there is no believing the victim. There's no reason for people to assume that when they enter the criminal justice system that they're going to be treated with kid gloves or treated easily. That isn't how it...
Ever had the absolute pleasure of getting stabbed in the back by a colleague with a bogus allegation? If you're a guy, there's a good chance the culprit was a female coworker. Welcome to the twisted game of office roulette that men are forced to play throughout their careers. You never know when the next baseless accusation will come hurtling your way. Just another thrilling chapter in the endless saga of workplace drama whenever women are involved. Dealing with women at work? It's like navigating a minefield of hurt feelings and drama. Point out something they did wrong and boom, suddenly you're the bad guy, tiptoeing around their delicate emotions. But with men, it's refreshingly straightforward. You tell them what's up, they acknowledge it, and everyone moves on. No theatrics, no emotional roller coasters, just a simple, no-nonsense exchange of feedback. Funny how that works.
Did you know 60% of male managers say they are uncomfortable working alone with a woman out of fear of complaints of sexual harassment? Women in the workplace. Men, do not avoid working with women because you're afraid of sexual harassment complaints. That is gender discrimination. To avoid sexual harassment complaints, do not sexually harass people.
Period. If I was a man, and I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I wouldn't hire a woman. I wouldn't do it. And I say it all the time, and I say that, and that is something that women need to consider when they're talking about this stuff. When you are saying that a man complimenting you and saying, I really like your outfit today, is a form of sexism. If you're a man, why hire a woman, right? So you fought all this time to be able to get into the workforce, only to say these are going to be the rules. You know, if you say anything, even if you compliment me, if you look at me, anything, I'm going to have a reason to fight you. And by the way, you're going to want to settle and pay me because even just the stain of an accusation is enough to ruin men. So if you're a guy, right, in this society, in this Me Too environment, in this litigation-rich environment of misogyny and sexism and all of these claims, what is the value add? What's the risk? You know, the benefit and the risk. I can't do the analysis and say, I'd just be like, no, I'm just not hiring anyone. Give me all the men.
This is hilarious because men aren't scared out of some secret desire to harass women in peace. They're scared because even a normal interaction can get twisted into an accusation. False accusations have become the boogeyman in every guy's closet, making them wary of even the most innocent interactions with women. The fear of being unjustly labeled a creep or harasser looms like a dark cloud, ready to rain on their careers and lives. Now, men are stuck second-guessing every word, every glance, terrified that a simple misunderstanding could explode into a career-ending disaster. This paranoia has driven some men to avoid women altogether, because why risk it when self-preservation is the safer bet? It's a sad day when real connections and teamwork are sacrificed on the altar of potential false allegations. And let's not forget, when it comes to interacting with women, the drama levels can skyrocket to legendary heights. Try giving a woman some constructive criticism, and suddenly you're caught in a whirlwind of hurt feelings and melodramatic reactions. It's like tiptoeing through a minefield of emotions, hoping not to trigger a full-blown meltdown. But with men, it's a different story. You point out a mistake, they nod, maybe even thank you, and it's over. No drama, no hard feelings, just a straightforward exchange and everyone moves on. Funny how that works.
Having a meeting with a group of guys several years ago about never being alone with another woman, and this one guy said, "Hey bro, in my job," and I know a lot of you guys are thinking the same thing, "Hey bro, in my job I have to be alone with women." I'm like, "No bro, you don't." This guy 6 months later confessed to having an affair with this woman the entire time he was telling us he had no choice.
Let's be real. Men claiming they have no choice but to engage with women? That's nonsense. There's always a choice. Whether it's at work, in social settings, or personal relationships, men can decide just how much interaction they're willing to have. It's not fate, it's a choice. So drop the excuses and own up to it. In the workplace, men need to get a grip and steer clear of potential drama. False accusations? They're like landmines, ready to blow up your career with one wrong step. Meanwhile, let the drama queens stir the pot all they want. They can stew in their own toxic mess. The smart move? Keep your distance, avoid unnecessary conflict, and let them spiral on their own. Sometimes, the best way to win the game of office politics is to refuse to play it.
Since the Me Too movement, I would never recommend any man to be speaking to any one of his colleagues because it comes at a huge risk. If she likes your advances, it's going to be all fun and games. If she doesn't, she's going to be at Karen and HR in the morning, and you're losing your job. But they're telling you about workplace misconduct and inappropriate behavior and stuff like that because it's been changed so far, and men have to protect themselves. And I think.
But isn't that hypocrisy? Why is it that if a woman fancies you, your advances are okay?
Yeah.
But if she doesn't fancy you, then it's deemed as something that is negative.
It's because
Does that mean that we've forgotten how to have discernment as women?
Yes, because what's happened now is, like what Pearl said, is like someone is going to say to you that was wrong. You should.
Many people, including myself, only became aware of the Me Too movement in 2017 when Rose McGowan, a white wealthy woman who was a famous actress, brought it up. But it was actually started all the way back in 2006 by Tarana Burke, an African-American social activist. Women of color have been speaking up about sexual abuse in low-income workspaces for ages, but they never garnered the same attention as a rich white actress.
So a paper came out recently that looked at the impact of the Me Too movement on academia, and it actually shows that post-Me Too, women's productivity fell largely due to fewer collaborations with male researchers. The paper shows that this drop is most pronounced at universities where the perceived risk of sexual harassment accusations is highest. So the actual findings comparing research before and after the movement are right here, and as you can see, after the Me Too movement, collaborations with male researchers inside the same institution fell to close to zero. The author points out that men feel like if they accidentally say the wrong thing, they could be canceled or fired. She also notes that institutions that have clear policies on sexual harassment help reduce this perceived risk. And this isn't just in academia. The paper also cites a 2018 study which showed that 60% of male managers are uncomfortable participating in common activities with women due to the same concerns. And a curious finding of the study was that men make up for the loss in this collaboration by just collaborating more with other men, whereas women don't make up for it at all. The author concludes her findings by saying that Me Too was important for raising awareness, but it's also increasingly important for institutions to have really clear sexual harassment guidelines.
And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.